Well, here you go.
It's my channel now. Hello, friends. What, are we gonna get in shit for product placement?
No, but it's technically you're not supposed to, so.
Oh gosh, I wonder where this Tumblr could be
would
from.
really like to monetize this video since the last video will not be monetized.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I guess I should explain a little bit first, and then I will leave Holly to react to this video. I feel like there was a day where I was showing Holly a bunch of Lolita content. We're going through Deerstalkers and all the videos that I feel are necessary when you're starting out in Lolita to watch. And I realized that she had never seen Sugar Coated, the documentary that I was in. And I was like, good, we're gonna keep it that way so that we can react to it. Well, so that you can react to it.
Do I need alcohol before this?
No.
Yeah.
A little bit of backstory behind this documentary. It was made in 2013 by a company called 72U, and they do a program where they basically give funding to a group of kind of like intern film makers, and they kind of have pitch meetings of what they want to do, and they approve a couple documentaries each year to be made. The team that made this documentary originally wanted to pitch a documentary about dudes going to the gym.
Wow.
Which you would know about if you came to our panel at PMX that year, but you don't because no one came to that panel. That was the panel that we did for like 5 people.
Nice.
Fun times, how things have changed. And basically 72U turned down these filmmakers' idea for making a video about dudes at the gym because they didn't think that it was interesting or...
Go to the gym if you want to see dudes at the gym. Like, I don't know.
So, but one of them was really nice, and his girlfriend at the time was a Lolita, and he was like, hey, this is actually a really interesting subculture, and there wasn't a lot of media about it at the time, and it was also around the time of like the Living Doll situation, and he was like, hey, why don't we set out to make a video about Lolitas? The creator behind this reached out to me at a convention, and basically we spent some time beforehand doing interviews. I met everybody on the team, I met everyone at 72U, and we talked about what we were going to try to make this project. I got them connected with the local Lolita community, the Los Angeles community, and they held interviews and made a documentary about a few other Lolitas.
God, how do you do this all the time? It's so warm. No air conditioning on.
You can't, because it'll be like... We can take AC breaks.
Laura suffers for y'all.
Suffer for the craft. Okay.
Okay.
And I will be just off screen, so if you need me for anything...
Oh, you're not going to sit and watch it with me?
No, I'll just run in whenever you need me.
This is my channel. I'm sorry.
Lolita has really helped me feel like I belong and I have a purpose.
Is this Jordy?
Yeah, okay, so...
Jordy!
This is not really a current, like, proper, up-to-date representation of Jordy.
Mm-mm.
This was her 5 years ago, and she had just moved to LA from a other conservative area. For the first time really experimenting with Lolita fashion and makeup and everything. And she actually would commute to Fairy Tale, like, not dress up because she didn't feel comfortable in it yet, and would change there. Which, like, anybody who's gotten ready, like, gone to a location and then had to get ready in Lolita is so annoying.
That
and
sounds really irritating.
that was, like, the norm for her. She had to do it in, like, the back room. She didn't have to, but, like, she didn't feel comfortable doing it anywhere else, and, like, commuting in it. Yeah, I just want people to, like, consider that when watching this, is that, like, she's a beginner, and she also, like, had to get ready under those circumstances, and she has grown and her style has evolved so much.
For me, I don't change who I am when I'm wearing Lolita. I'm still the same person, I'm just in cute clothes.
Hey, it's my girlfriend. Why don't you just say her?
No, because I want to write it down, it's funnier!
So Lolita fashion has a strong but small community here in LA, but it originally started in Harajuku, Japan. It's a lifestyle and fashion that's inspired by Victorian and Rococo style.
Just look at this dog. Just look at this dog. This dog is so cute. Her
meetups all the time.
bag a camera?
Yeah.
You need that.
I do. Also, this voiceover that's happening right now is strange because it was originally me talking, and the audio or something got messed up, so they basically wrote out what I had said and then had someone read it.
Oh.
So it's like scripted off of something that I said, which is
Oh,
really
that is
strange.
weird.
And when I saw it at the premiere, I was like, wait, that's my words, but someone else's voice.
That is very strange.
It's very girly and it's very cute, but there is a gothic style to it as well.
Hey, I know her. Sorry.
In high school, I was also into Japanese fashion. That's kind of when I started wearing Lolita. As I got on with my fashion life, I just experimented more and more and more. Normal fashion, it's just boring to me.
I love that. It's just boring to me. Boring. I get that now though, like I don't feel the need to buy everyday clothes as much anymore.
You're always
like now that I've gotten into this, I'm just thinking about what other Lolita pieces I could buy. Or stuff that I can wear to work. Yeah.
And I don't really like how it looks on me anyway, just like t-shirt and jeans, that's kind of gross. Like I don't have any jeans at all.
That's kind of gross.
I always like to express myself through fashion. Because I'm actually kind of a quiet person, but I feel like with my fashion, I'm very loud.
No jeans. Is she a lifestyler?
No,
Like-
actually, Julie she doesn't really have like jeans and t-shirts, like she doesn't have army clothes, but she does have like
Kawaii casual
great
clothes?
style. Like she does like really cool like galaxy looks and like streetwear and stuff. I need to show you her Instagram because I think I've shown you her stuff before because I'm like, look at this outfit, it's so good. She does a lot of stuff with like Kiratori and Rilakuma and like in high fashion kind of ways.
Wait, yeah, I need to see
Yeah.
that.
Like one of my top fashion inspirations for just street style. Really.
Cool, yeah.
My family's pretty conservative, especially on my mother's side, so I never really experimented growing up with fashion. I wore like clothes that my mom bought me because she wanted me to wear polos and khakis and just stuff I hated.
It seems interesting to me, like a lot of the people that seem to be into J-fashion like either had to wear uniform as a kid or like felt very constricted by what they had to wear as a kid. Not everyone, obviously. I mean, for me, I just like really liked dressing up in costumes. Not saying that this is a costume, but I can see like
Yeah, I feel
why that would lend itself to this.
either like they like either were interested in experimenting with fashion and tried different things. That's why so many people were like goth or scene or emo before.
Yeah, lots
and
of
then
emos.
like other people didn't get to experiment it, or they tried experimenting but they didn't like feel like the thing fit. I
Yeah.
find a lot of the time.
Before I began wearing Lolita, I never thought it was something I could do. I always saw like pictures and books on magazines.
I miss magazines. I wasn't even in this when they were a thing, but like just different types of magazines. Like remembering having magazines as a kid, I'm now mad that I can't have these magazines. I can have old ones.
Yeah.
But I'm sad they're not still a thing. They're really fun. It's something more satisfying about it than just like scrolling on your phone. Oh, it's Lori. It's weird to see you wearing a bang or like a side bang wig.
Oh, I used to wear that wig all the time.
It's just funny because now I feel like you hate that.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, when I wore it, then I would constantly touch it.
Like you'd constantly like adjust it or
Yeah.
just like.
Constantly, like.
It's also weird to see you wearing a flower crown.
Okay, so.
This is like the picture for it, isn't it?
Yeah, this is one of the pictures for it. I never liked flower crowns. I wore this because it's my interpretation of a vinok, which is a flower crown from the Ukraine.
Oh.
And my mom's family is Ukrainian, so I wanted to like have that influence in it.
That's
So
really
that's
cool.
why it's like so big and like
Yeah.
it's worn.
It's a
like,
little bit different than the style of flower crowns that were like really popular for a while.
Yeah, and I wanted to like I really enjoyed wearing them, and it was like a nod to my heritage, but people just constantly were like, "Ugh, Coachella," blah, blah," and I was like, well, I don't want to, so.
Forced me into a new environment where I knew no one, but it made me kind of meet people and talk to people, whereas before, I think I probably would have stayed in my comfort zone and just
I did not recognize you there for a second. You were in black.
done what my friends did. A friend of mine introduced me to it.
Did Ashley dress you up there?
No.
Who dressed you up?
Me?
You had that?
Yeah, it was for Comic-Con. I wore Guru to
Wow.
Comic-Con.
Things have changed. Well, I guess actually you're getting back into the darker stuff again now.
It was just so much. I couldn't have 2 wardrobes.
Yeah.
The boutique itself is focused on Japanese street fashion. We created this boutique in hopes of...
Wait, isn't this closed now?
Yeah. It's good that it's documented though.
I never got to see it.
I know, I miss it so much.
having easier access to the fashion. But for me, being here, it's kind of like helping the newer Lolitas to spread the word of what Lolita fashion is really about.
I think I recognize that bunny dress. I think that's the bunny dress that Stevie has, or Stevie wants.
Oh.
I could be wrong.
I'm pretty sure Stevie has that dress, I think.
I feel like people were talking about a knockoff of this recently, and I recognize it because
an
there was
older
one
dress.
where like there was like a replica of it where some brand just literally like stuck stuffed animals where those bunnies would be, and it was really funny.
Almost all the time I have experiences where people don't know what Lolita is because, you know, it's still a very unknown fashion style. People hear the word Lolita, they automatically think of the book. It has nothing to do with seducing a man or anything. It's just a cute fashion.
We get really, really, really upset and annoyed by people who see this as a fetish or a obscure culture.
I already know that struggle. Even just explaining to my coworkers and having to be like, it's not the book. Anyway, we've all heard this before. It's annoying. I feel the pain now.
When I hear people say that I'm wearing a costume, I get kind of, sort of, a bit ticked off. To me, like, Lolita is definitely a lifestyle.
I feel like this is a good segue into like recently I got my first experience of that when Laura and I were at Anime North. We were in like Chords and we were in the elevator and this girl who worked at Anime North was like, oh, I have 2 left of these, like you girls look so good, and she hands us ribbons that are like best costume, and we were like, thanks.
I love how Dina like hesitated and was like trying to find the like nicest way possible. Like I get kind of sort of ticked off. She was like, pissed.
No, it really grinds my gears.
You know what really ruffles my panties?
So if a person says that it's a costume, they make me feel like I'm living in a pretend world, but I'm living in this world with everybody else.
When you're in a costume, people don't treat you like a person, and that's the problem.
Boom!
I feel like everyone's gonna be annoyed with my newbie comments in this. Everyone's gonna be commenting like, we've been new, Holly. WBK, like, congrats. Because people who watch your channel already know this shit.
Yeah, but you're reacting to it. Tyler reacted to my other video and like she knows this shit. I understand why Holly is worried. She feels like she's too new to be worthy of commentary. But I hope y'all understand why I did this. I think that it's really interesting to see someone who's new come to understand these things, and it's oddly satisfying. It shows people can learn and grow their own interest. Comment if you agree.
I have a twin sister. She is not very into it. She kind of thinks it's childish and that it's not what a normal girl should do, my age at least. And she's more recently trying to accept it though, so I'm very happy for that.
I feel like I've become more, like, way more aware of that since dating you and the way that that's perceived. But, like, since dating you, I appreciate things so much more that I felt like I couldn't like. Like, I love that we have our, like, collection of stuffed animals, and, like, I like how bright and colorful our room is, even though I don't, like, necessarily dress that way. And why is there an age limit on these kind of things? Why is this for kids?
I grew up with like a toy restorer who my mom was always like, you don't have to stop liking this as long as it like doesn't impede with like your life, you know?
Yeah.
As long as you're responsible and it's not hurting other people.
Yeah.
And like what's wrong with it?
My family has always been really accepting of me dressing crazy even before Lolita, and so they're kind of used to it. They just all think it's fun, and at first, every time I'd walk downstairs in a full coordinate, they'd all be like, ooh, ah, and like amazed, and it was always a positive thing, but now I don't even get any kind of reaction. They're just like, all right.
My parents have responded.
Laura's going out again.
It really helps me become the person that I feel like inside.
I think you should be allowed to enjoy and love whatever you like, despite what you look like, how old you are, like how small or big you may be. It doesn't matter. If you love it, just be true to yourself and forget about those who hate it.
This is kind of hard for me to say, but before Lolita, just recently I've been recovering from an eating disorder. So Lolita has kind of taken my mind off of just what am I gonna eat, like I can't eat that, to what am I gonna wear. And so with Lolita, it's like I have a purpose, like I make a difference in my life and somebody else's life by making them happy, making myself happy, and it's an overall win-win.
The Lolita has changed me in that way. I don't fear new things as much as I used to. I just see every new day and every new chance that explore and meet new people.
Your voice sounds different.
Really?
Yeah, it 100% sounds different to me.
How?
It doesn't, it just sounds different. Like, you don't sound like that to me. I don't know how to explain it. Am I crazy? Someone go watch this and tell me that I'm not crazy.
I think that it's...
I mean, you also have, like, a video voice. Like, you're definitely more animated when you're on video, but even just talking to you in person, like...
I don't know, maybe my voice has changed. I haven't done anything to change my voice. I think that I've definitely become more comfortable in front of a camera.
Yeah.
And you have to remember that there was, like, 8 people in front of me when I was doing this. Like, there was lights, there was cameras,
But even still, I feel like I made this comment when I watched one of your old... Well, I guess...
I don't know. I don't think I sound different.
You do.
It's weird.
It sounds different to me.
Maybe I sound more Canadian now.
It's like I'm wearing this whole new outfit that kind of charges me with this like feeling of happiness.
You could say it's almost like wearing armor. It's this sense of bravery and confidence inside yourself when you wear it, and you feel like you can do anything.
What do you think? What did you think?
I think it was nice to see a positive Lolita documentary that's not just like, look at these weirdos.
Yeah. The thing about this documentary, I was really upset when I first saw it.
Why?
Because I thought that this was going to be a very factual documentary. They interviewed us each for like 8 hours. Yeah.
8! Well, that's like anything, right? They're gonna cut a lot of
Yeah, it
stuff.
definitely ended up being a portrait documentary rather than like a Lolita fashion documentary.
Oh, you were hoping for something that into it.
I know that each of us like talked about so much more about it, like to educate people, and it kind of came off as it was just lost, which I understand, and I know that during the process, like I saw they honestly filmed everything and then like didn't know what to do. And that's a great example of like documentaries tell a story. They're not just documenting things. And they had like post-it notes all over everything, like trying to figure out where to put things and how to make it. Like the way that they portrayed it is like, oh, these people are sad, so they need Lolita, and that's not the case at all. But to like an outsider, I do fear that that's like what people will see.
I see why that would be upsetting being in it and then seeing the result and thinking it would be a completely different thing. To me, it seems like they didn't go into this knowing what they wanted to do.
They didn't.
And I feel like that's a problem. Like, just from my experience with like any kind of art form that tells a story, is if you go into it not knowing how you want to tell this story and what the point is you're trying to get across, you're gonna be so overwhelmed and then it's not gonna be quite clear. I liked it because I like learning about people and I find people interesting, but I definitely see why you'd be frustrated. I think if I was in it and I experienced that, I would be as well.
I feel like Weird Threads does a better job of doing a Lolita fashion documentary versus a portrait documentary.
Yeah.
I feel like it does a better
but
job.
It still barely
limited.
scratches the surface of what it is.
Well, we gotta get funding and make our own. It's not a documentary about the fashion as a whole. It's a look into a few people that participate in the fashion, that are in it, and their lives. And I think that it is great because you can relate to it. Like, even you related to so much of it now that you're in it. And I do think that it is a good tool.
Disclaimer, though, that I am still quite new to this.
Yeah, but still, like, a lot of my viewers are new to it, too, and a lot of viewers don't feel like they can get into it yet, and they are still working towards it. And some of my viewers have been into Lolita for longer than I have. So, you know, there's a whole scale, and I do think that this is a good piece of media to be out there and to help people, but it's not like the piece of media,
No, yeah. It would be nice to have one documentary that just like covers all the topics. Like it'd probably be lengthy, but like it'd be really cool to have like a full.
All right, well, stay lovely. I'm so sweaty.
Say